Hello and welcome to the landing page of our user login system. The login runs in the familiar sign up and sign in mode, and it allows us to authenticate our users with a token exchange verification of their email address. This initial authentication is followed by subsequent password logins to access resources. This demo is running on a LAMP stack in the AWS Lightsail cloud, and it uses Amazon SES for the email access. The back-end code is PHP with the postfix library as the mail handler. The user database functions are straightforward inline MySQLi procedures, and the UI is a plain HTML, CSS, and PHP with a bootstrap flavor page, with the exception of this JavaScript and Canvas background here on our sign-in screen. Our landing page assumes that most of our users are loyal repeat visitors that already have an account and they just want to log in, perhaps to use an app or access some resource. So we want to welcome them back. In fact, the marketing team suggested changing the dialog box title from login to hello and welcome. They said it had a more inviting tone than a simple request to log in. But speaking of marketing, suppose our goal was to allow users a one-time access to some resource, perhaps a PDF download, in exchange for letting us harvest their contact information. In that case, we might want to present the sign-up page as the landing page instead of our sign-in page. Another distinguishing thing about our users, besides their fierce loyalty, is that they're all above average, so they'd never forget their password. But they might want to change it, and if they did, it would probably be so that they could log in. That's why the option to change the password is here on the sign-in page. We have two different approaches to requiring fields on our login form. First is that if there isn't any user input, we ask them to give us the email. If, on the other hand, they give us a email address and do not give us a password, then it'll come up and tell us the password was not provided. So let's give it an email address and a password, yet the password is not a real password, and the user name, the user email, is not a real email. In that case, it says the user account doesn't exist. So let's go to our sign up page and create a new user. If you try to change the password with a non-existent user account, you'd get the same results. So here we are on the sign up page, and you can see that there's one explanation here mid-page that tells you the password has got to be 6 to 20 characters, lowercase and uppercase, and at least one of these symbols and a digit. But let's see what we can do about giving it a set of names here for our new user. We use Rocky Squirrel because that was a good name there. It was okay, you get to watch me stumble through the typing here. We want a 10-digit phone number, so we'll just give it a 10-digit number, and we'll give it a password that is easy for us to remember and that contains uppercase and lowercase and one of those symbols and a digit. We'll tell it to sign up. Look, we'll tell that to save it. Why not? It tells us that a user profile was created and that a verification email was sent. It asks us to check our email account. Well, if we look at our email account, look, it says please verify your email address. And it's from us, so let's open that. And it tells us simply to use the activation link to verify our email. So we'll click it to verify it. It comes up and it says that our user email was successfully verified, and it gives us the opportunity to log in. Now suppose, just for the sake of the discussion, that we found his email again and decided to try it again. It tells us that the user email was already verified, and again gives us an opportunity to log in. So let's log in, and it says the user account doesn't exist. Well, we're going to give it our... That's a leftover, you see. Here we go. We log in. It says that there's our user profile. It gives us information about it. One thing we could do is continue to our application. We could log out of our application, which will bring us back to the sign-in page, the login page. We could change our user profile information, and we can delete our user account. Believe me, the delete user account works. Let's see what we can do about changing some profile data. And this time, instead of Rocky, let's give it Rocky T there. Tell it we want to commit those changes. And it says that the user profile was modified as shown, and the new name is there. So if we exit this, shows up here on our user profile page, and we are all happy. Let's change the profile data one more time. Only this time, let's change the email address to something that's fascinating. There you go. That's a good email address. Let's tell it to commit the changes. It says that a verification email has been sent. Please check our email to activate our account. Okay. Well, it didn't go to that one, but it did go to the new email address that we provided it. If we tell it to verify that, we could see that even though the email address had been changed, it had been verified, and here we are given the opportunity to again log in. If we try to log in this time with this email, it says it doesn't exist. Well, that's not surprising because we changed the email address, right? So if we put in the correct email address, our password is there all the same. Let's make sure we got it typed in right. So we'll sign in, and there it is, our information with the new email address. So let's log out of the application. And look, here we are in our sign up page. And it's given us the opportunity to sign in. Let's change our password this time, because now we have an account that's active, right? So it says an email has been sent to validate your request. Please check your email for that information. If we look, it says there's an email to verify our password change request, and if we click to change the password, it gives us the option to do that. And this time we're going to change the password to something interesting but different than before. And tell it to change that password, and it says the user password has been changed. It gives us the opportunity to sign in. So we go here to sign in, then we could give it the new password, you see, and try to log in, and look at there, we're logged in. So that's pretty much it, unless you just want to delete your user account.